Too casually went into it.
Yeah. So we just recorded 10 minutes of the podcast as we casually go into this one, and I forgot to push record on the audio. But I'm John, or Pat Fan.
I'm Christian, or Skull, whatever you want to call me.
And this is episode 4 of the JT Music Podcast. We've kept them pretty thematic, and this is going to be kind of our first foray into kind of keeping it loose and kind of just chatting, which is going to be weird because we just did that segment, that free form, just chatting, and it's like, do we just redo that and rehash
but we
it
have
out?
Stuff to talk about. We figured a good way to start it off would be a fast food tier list. We're going to jump on the bandwagon, but hey, something to talk about. But to start off, I guess we'll talk about what's going on in our lives right now, what's happening in JT Music world.
What's happening in your neck of the woods?
I have been working on a Saints Row rap. That's been my biggest project, and it's just been a ton of fun. I'm sure it's out by now by the time this comes out, but basically just trying to play off the fun of Saints Row, which is just kind of like, even though GTA is already fun, Saints Row is like taking itself even less seriously. So the song I'm making is just like, the theme is like about putting on a show, being in the spotlight, being an exhibitionist. It's like a Michael Bay rap song is kind of what I'm going for. So it's just been a ton of fun writing it. I've just been, it's kind of just like a generic pump up song. But
good to be kind of performing with.
Yeah, no, for sure. When I first started making this, it was right after we had finished MPC 2022. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I kind of want a song that would be good to perform live. And I could see this one doing it. But it's just, we'll see where it goes. I'm actually, after we record this, I'm going to record like a rough demo so you have something to work with for the video. But I'm just having a ton of fun with it. So that has been super fun. So that's what's going on in my neck of the woods. How about yours?
Yeah, well, I guess before I get into that, just Saints Row has been, I'm actually looking forward to playing that game. I haven't been super in touch with gaming in a while. I'm in touch as it's tied to my job and knowing what's going on. But in terms of the act of gaming, it's been pretty barren due to just being busy or not having interest, and then the people that I game with not having interest, like yourself, my girlfriend, the couple guys we play with. We're all just kind of not in the mood, not into it.
We're getting old.
We're getting old, and I think our energy is zapped, and we're focusing on other different things. You need a change of pace. But with that said, I'm looking forward to playing Saints Row. I played all the older ones, and I loved every bit of it. There's a charm to it, and it's truly just a platform and a playground to have fun. And even you can just go free roam and cause chaos, whatever. But even the mini games and the side quests and the different missions and the missions themselves are all just fun playgrounds to do that stuff in still. So it's like you can play the game and still let loose and relax and have a mindless good time. And I'm looking forward to it. And even the first one, I think, with how grounded it was such a fun, loose cannon of experience. And I one thing I shared, and I don't know how I parlayed into it. I don't know if parlayed is the right word. Segued into it, but the demo when it came out at that time, that was when the demos were huge, and the demo was amazing. Everyone was playing it. It was buzzing at the time before people were on Twitter talking about it, or at least most people were on Twitter to see people talking about it. But it was the demo. It was the place to be. And I remember that there was for those of you that were there and remember this, there was some kind of hack. I keep saying hack. Some kind of glitch where you can somehow phase through invisible, because the demo area was had a visible wall, so you didn't explore the whole thing of Stillwater, the whole open world. But there was a visible wall by a basketball court, and you could do something to get by it. And there's an AK you could go find, and you could have access to the whole world. And I don't know, that just thinking about that and the new Saints Row, wanting to play it, just brought me back to that memory, and just tons of good memories. And the game's just off the walls. By the second one, there was a giant dildo sword, which I only bring up not because it's crazy, but on the airplane ride back from One PAX East, I sat next to the guy who rigged it and designed kind of it in the world animation wise, and that's just a
great conversation to eavesdrop on a plane about how some guy designed a dildo sword in a video game.
Yeah,
so great.
Good old Randall. He's I haven't kept super in touch with him, but it was a really cool guy to kind of hang out with on the plane and talk, and lives close by us too, which is kind of cool. Should maybe get on that.
Yeah, speaking of dildo swords, I have a line in the song that's like, what is the line? It's like, something, something, I'm tapping it. I'll treat your ass like this instrumental. I'll spit on and master it. And I love that line, but I was like, coming out of my mouth, that's a bit gross and sexual, so I'm going to have Andrea rap it.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm going to. Well, of course, as always, if there's anything, because I've had Andrea say some weird things before, I always preface it. I say, look, if you're not comfortable with this, just let me know. It's totally fine. I get it. Like, I'm very lowbrow.
Yeah.
So I always let her know if you're not comfortable, it's totally okay. But she's always fine with it. Like
she's like, whatever.
The fertilizing song for trees, I made her say some very, like, risque things,
like
and she didn't
Sunshine
give a shit.
coming
Yeah,
all
Mr.
over.
Sunshine is coming all over me or something. Yeah. So, but anyway, she's a great sport. She's got a great sense of humor too. But needless to say, by now the song, like I said, has probably come out. So hopefully Andrea is good to rap it and already has. But yeah, so point being, Saints Row, it's a light, fun game. Doesn't take itself too seriously. I hope. Yeah. This one doesn't either. The one thing that I've seen that might be a little bit sketchy, because this game, I didn't realize till recently, is getting a little backlash. Like, there's some people, like, not super excited about it. One of the things, that apparently there's a lot of millennial jokes in the game, which, hey, I'm a millennial. I love, make fun of me. You know, I love avocado toast, and I love, I don't know. I love making fun of millennials. That's great. But, like, doing it too much might be a little. It's the same with like boomer zoomer jokes. It's like, okay, don't lean into it too hard.
I think that's a big part of my disenchantment from video games is the writing, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's not that there's bad stories, it's just the dialogue is super predictable and phrase, like the phrasing is so universal. And I can't think of any examples off the top of my head because I have detached from it because I got so tired of it. But I don't know, like, that is like someone says something and then that is awesome, you know, like shit like that. It's just like fucking so tired of it.
I've got a bazooka now. Whoa.
Yeah,
let's go to brunch. I guess there's a lot. I saw a lot of brunch jokes in the Saints Row trailers. But if the game is fun, you can that stuff is passable. So I'm sure the game will still be fun. But it was just kind of because here I am working on this song that I'm really stoked about, and then I finally start reading like, oh, people are like, some people are kind of not excited for this game. But hey, it's all good.
Whatever.
We've had music videos come out for games that people didn't like, but people still like.
And
the
Lawbreakers.
So like, Lawbreakers, Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Two like of some of my top favorite projects we've ever done and performed well, even though the game didn't do well.
Yeah,
so
and I think there's some legacy there with having done the Saints Row songs in the past, so people will be happy to just see that again. Yeah. So again, in terms of things working against it with the public zeitgeist mood against it, I don't think it'll be a worry.
I'm not too concerned. It was more so just like, for me, please don't pack in too many millennial jokes.
Yeah,
like, come on, like, we don't need it.
No,
a few's fine. But
I was like, that just remembered why I tuned out of a lot of story gaming, and like AAA games specifically was just the writing.
I know.
And even like
Borderlands was a big one.
Borderlands, fucking burned me out, and like. Even like they were so nice to invite us to the studio, but like seeing the team and their panels and stuff, and like they were at the height of their game, and you could just see that they were little just on top of their cloud, top of their high horse, and I think they took a lot of swagger and confidence into the writing room, and it was a lot of swings and a miss, and a lot of eye rolling, a lot of just like, come on, just take it easy, and then even just Horizon Zero Dawn. Just is another example of what I just don't like in gaming right now is just these long games with stupid stories and convolution and just, I don't know, like my girlfriend is a big fan of the first one and she was like in denial and hanging on to like this game being good, but she's like, no, this is stupid.
Really?
I'm fucking done. Like,
that's a shame.
Just like,
that game looks gorgeous.
It's gorgeous looking, but it's just you know, people play them and like them. And the Ubisoft games are the biggest example of this. It's just like those games ruin my like passion for gaming, like for playing games as fucking Ubisoft games. Yeah. And they still sell. And they'll keep making them. And then the people adjacent will keep making games similar. I will say Rainbow Six is a good exception though. Anyways, in terms of what I've been up to, not gaming, looking forward to gaming Saints Row, but I've been doing a lot of miniature painting, preparing for a campaign. My first campaign as a DM with this guy and a few others. And I've gone all in with the Dwarven Forge and getting miniatures and just getting all the terrain trays and all different all sorts of different things. I just want it on the table and real, and I've done the theater of the mind, or I've done drawn maps, and those were fine. But like, I just want something tangible, and I want some gamification of distances and range and all that kind of stuff. And
we did our 0 session last week just with a little set that you built, like a little dungeon set, and it's going to be our first time playing with an actual physical set.
Yeah.
And it's already, even from that short 0 session, I can already see like, oh wow, this is going to be worth it. Because first of all, it's cool. So. I've seen the sets. It's like, it's in a way kind of like takes you back to the Lego days of building, really creating your own thing without directions. But then we also, when we're playing the game, we actually have a room to kind of visualize the fight happening. You're not picturing, oh wait, where are these 3 goblins in relation to me? Which one am I trying to hit? The one that's, but now we can actually see it.
When it's really theater of the mind, excited. It's like, I'll attack the same guy I just attacked, I'll do the one next to me. Who has the weakest? Yeah. I'll just attack one. Like, it's just the theater of mind combat kind of sucks. Yeah. Unless the DM has like a screen they're sharing where they can show up. I don't know, but they don't. Most
really
of them
good
don't.
at describing stuff too.
Yeah. Even again with the tangible stuff, I feel like the weak point is combat in D&D 5e because it's just too slow. And it's fine. It's functionally fine. It's finely tuned. Well, enough, but it's tuned enough. But for me, the most fun I've ever had when playing D&D is role-playing and letting the die tell the story and doing things, and interacting with NPCs or the world and all these different things. And so I've actually redesigned the combat to be just one roll. And I stole it from a skirmish game, Frostgrave. But that's all to say, and that's probably all over a lot of people's head who don't play D&D. But really looking forward to it. We're going to do our first session as of this recording in a few days. But session 0 went off amazing. Playtesting the new combat hybrid has been successful. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's a form of story. It's allowed me to express storytelling and world building in a way that I've been having an itch for a long time. And having all the minis is gonna be sick.
And live people to play it out
and play it in person. And I mean, someone wants to use their iPad, but I got pen and paper, player's handbook. Like, there's something so fun about that analogness of it.
The tactile feel of having your character sheet. I want to say I'm really proud of your girlfriend for getting through her character creation as quickly as she did. This is someone who will spend literally hours on like the Skyrim character creation. So I was like prepared for her to be going for a while, but hey, she got it. So
it was a miracle. It went as fast as it did, but we got through it.
Yeah, we've got 2 new people, and then the rest, me, him, and our buddy Patrick we're all wouldn't say veterans, but we know what we're doing.
I've started listening to the Den of the Drake actually.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. So there's this what's his tagline, I guess.
So there's this YouTuber, his name is Den of the Drake. He tells like Reddit RPG tabletop horror stories, so like mostly D&D horror stories of like bad players and stuff, but he always opens his videos with, I am the Den of the Drake. Some dragons hoard gold, I hoard internet cringe. I love that guy.
The adding of internet cringe.
Yes.
He actually committed an internet cringe by shitting on The Last of Us.
He did.
He did the same, like, and I know a lot of you probably have that view, but of like how the character development and all this stuff and the twist of Ellie not killing Abby was like bad, like writing and all these different things, which was I just thought was funny. But he's mostly got really good takes, and that's just me personally disagreeing. Yeah, but I cringe at that reaction just because I very much disagree with it.
And plus, hey, if you're a human, you're gonna do something cringy at some point in your life. Who knows? But maybe this Saints Row rap that I'm so excited about would be the biggest piece of cringe ever.
Everyone, I mean, there's every song someone out there thinks is cringy, even if it's Drake.
Yeah.
Or whoever, but it's been fun listening to those.
There's so much fun, and like our D&D campaign, like it's all our friends. Like we don't have anyone who's going to be a problem player, but listening to Den of the Drake makes me want to find a problem player, even though I know it would be a headache. It's so funny when you hear these stories of like, an incel dude who's hitting on some girl in the campaign,
Yep.
but then takes it into the real world,
or some
you
weeb
have
her DM who makes a player character named, or that is Dante, is Dante from Dante's, whatever.
Dante. There's got to be if the DM has. Oh, one of my favorites is where the DM. It's called the DM NPC.
Yeah, that's
where
it.
they have a character who helps out with the campaign, but it's really just an OP character
Yep.
that they inserted.
And they're
It's
cheating roles behind the scenes and
oh
stuff.
god, it's so there's so much hilarious stuff that happens in like because I didn't realize this, and it makes sense, is that you can just join like Discord servers to join like a random virtual D&D campaign, which makes sense. But that's where people come across all these randos and most of them not trying to just like shit on people who are assholes in D&D. A lot of them are like a lot of people who play, are maybe socially outcasts or don't really feel like they're a part of a group. So like they're still kind of learning social skills. So in a lot of cases I feel bad, but it's also just sometimes you can't help but laugh at like, dude, you're not the main character of this.
Well, they're letting their guard down and being comfortable and excited, expressing themselves, but it ends up being very unoriginal and unfair and OP.
Yeah, like
is the effect, and it is funny.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's anonymous on the internet, secondhand from someone else talking about it or narrating it, I'm gonna listen to it and laugh at it.
So entertaining.
I don't know. Call me a bully.
Yeah.
A lot of people seem to like it too. He's got a big following.
He does, yeah. There's a bunch of YouTube channels that talk about those horror stories.
Yeah.
And man, they're just, if you guys are looking for something like a new podcast or something to listen to, first of all, right here. But second of all, those D&D horror stories.
Good short form too.
So great.
Could be anywhere from 10 to 20 to 25 minutes. So it's a good length. Good distance is what I was going to say.
Yeah. Oh, my new favorite term. Have you heard of a murder hobo?
No.
Oh, that's like a term for someone in D&D who just like wants to kill everything. But since the characters, when you're playing a character in D&D, typically you start homeless, like you're in the middle of nowhere. That's how most RPGs start. You're just, here you are, you appear. So it's like calling them, you're like a hobo, a murder hobo, like someone who has nothing to their name but still wants to kill everything. And that's so perfect. Like
chaotic evil.
Just exactly. It's so funny. But
or the type, and we've played a few with people like this, that just constantly try to do the weirdest thing or trying to challenge the DM or just do the most random thing and see how the world interacts.
Yeah.
That's a player type.
Which can be a fun one, as long as it's done like challenging and pressing the DM in a fun way.
And advancing the story or maybe being some kind of motif and callbacks.
Because a good DM will want those twists. A good DM, like a bad DM will railroad you super hard, but a good DM will kind of adapt and be like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. And I know you're going to be a great DM. It's going to be a really fun campaign.
Yeah. Warm up and good. Start doing voice acting.
Maybe I'll throw a wrench in plans and invite a murder hobo to join us.
Just picture like a goblin or like a gnoll, maybe.
A what?
A gnoll is it's like a werewolf, but I think it's like a permanent humanoid dog person.
Interesting.
But other than prepping for this campaign, just traveling, seeing family, and already kicking things off, getting the next NPC going, which is overwhelming. I'm actually very overwhelmed, and the pressure's on. The last event went so well. We have to match those expectations at least and grow the show. So that's, I can already tell it's going to be a long year. So we'll see how this goes and do another few, see if this is something I can sustain personally and how we grow a team or whatever the hell that comes around it, because it was tough, and hopefully it doesn't get tougher, but maybe it could get easier as we do it more and we have, we have a formula and there's more buy-in where people believe in it and understand what it is, which I think we have going into this year for sure. And talking with a venue today and have some plan B options that I'm looking forward to as well if that doesn't come through. So if you want to hear more detailed stuff about that is on the Patreon podcast, which is once a month, which hasn't been talked about explicitly, but that's where we get deep into that stuff. But I think we're caught up to where we realized that I wasn't recording.
Yeah.
So
we are. So now
we did go into a little bit I guess, about the cruise ship. Is that something worth bringing up?
Oh, yeah. I think that's an idea, like, for the growth of NPC, we were thinking about, because as those of you who know, we really pride ourselves on the event, not just being a show, but being a community event where, like, the talent gets to hang out with the fans and stuff. And
there's a lot of roadblocks with growing the amount of attendees and the accessibility of those attendees that are growing in number to the audience.
So you had the idea, or the realization at least, that like, hey, that's what, like, these like Backstreet Boys cruises, or like bands that do cruise events, that's like the whole point, is that you're going and they have performances on these cruises, but it's also you're hanging out with the Backstreet Boys or whoever. So you had this epiphany that oh shit, that's kind of what we do,
because they max out around 2,400 people, and it's like 3 nights of shows during the day and night, and that way we could have so many artists there to perform throughout the whole time. You hit that music festival format. We have enough time where the fans can interact with whoever they want to. It's I don't know what the expenses are, what any of that is, but that's a really cool concept that hits what NPC is and what we want NPC to deliver. And that's years away if at all, but that'd be really cool. And even our sponsors, they want things that are cool and unique, and I think that is something that's cool and unique down the line that I think they'll be a cool idea to pitch for sure.
Yeah.
But like as I said, we usually disclose that kind of stuff for only the Patreon podcast, but that was just such an out there idea that's like, screw it, we'll share.
Well, there's something there. It's like there's a cool, even if it's not a cruise, even if it's not there's like, okay, this is the vibe we're going for. It's
I mean, just
who knows,
like
maybe
block out a resort,
yeah,
in a town that isn't super big, where it's like the concept is we're all here. It doesn't matter if we're in a cool tourist destination. It's like we just found this spot where we can get a lot of people to hang out for a few days.
That's why people are coming anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
But
we have I stole this idea from a buddy's podcast where they
this is a good default podcast thing to do,
where they went into fast food and just were talking to them as they went down the ranking, and if they agreed or disagreed with it. So
yeah,
are you a fan of food?
I love fast food. I love me some fast food. I just can't believe there's 50. There's like, it's a list of 50.
Yeah.
That's like insane, because I didn't even know 50 fast food places existed in America, but I'm not surprised.
Well, I'm going down the line. I'm recognizing everything, but
who's at the top?
I mean, it's obvious.
Got to be McDonald's.
Yeah. McDonald's at the top. I mean, I love McDonald's. It's it's like scientifically engineered food to taste good.
Yes.
Even though it's
dependable.
Terrible. But the interesting thing is, like, if you just were to take the bread off of a basic McDonald's cheeseburger and eat it, it's like actually disgusting.
The bread?
Yeah, like the bun. But then if you eat it all together, it all meshes and it's fine. It's whatever.
Interesting. I've never tried the bread, but I believe it. It's just like the perfect concoction of ingredients to be pleasing to your taste buds.
And they're so big, they probably have their own ingredients of like different amount of preservatives or sugar. And like even in the ketchup or the Coke or the cheese, like all these different things.
Don't tell me what's going into my fast food, because God,
have you heard of that person they bought McDonald's like a few hundred years ago, a few years ago, and they just update a photo of it every so often,
and
it doesn't
go
change.
Bad. Yeah.
Or the McDonald's fries you find underneath your car seat or whatever
that don't have any mold on them.
Yeah, you don't know
which
where
is
it came
pretty
from.
Staggering.
Yeah. But
not going to stop me from eating it.
No.
And it's not like I don't eat it every day, but I'm like, I love fast food's great.
Yeah, I could eat fast food every day.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's easy, but
when people are like, I don't even like the taste of it, I'm like, really? Yeah, it's literally genetically.
Thick 44 says it tastes like motor oil.
Yeah. But actually, okay, that can be true. I'm pretty sure it's a true phenomenon that if you eat super healthy, like you stop eating bad shit for a long time, it won't taste good to you anymore. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. So maybe that's true.
I don't know. I try to limit my McDonald's, and when I have it, it tastes like
so
candy.
Good.
So I don't know.
It's so good, dude.
But I also don't eat like quinoa and only avocados and chicken breasts with nothing on it, Yeah. I do eat. I don't eat perfectly, but I do try to ration myself.
It is pretty crazy when you if you think about taking a bite of like broccoli Like, even if it's good, it's like Parmesan, garlic,
Yep.
broccoli, or whatever. It's good. But then you think about taking a bite into like a juicy burger, and it's almost like a drug. The endorphins you get
Oh,
when
yeah.
your body tastes that saturated fat.
Yeah.
It's like the explosion of endorphins. It's
yeah,
crazy.
for me, it's the ketchup and the cheese mixing with the juiciness of the burger.
Yep.
Just like comes
Your
together.
brain is
Yeah.
just
I'm like
literally
salivating right now.
Yeah, dude, your Neanderthal brain is saying this is energy, get more of this.
Yep.
And like that's why fast food is the greatest. Dude, can you imagine how quickly a caveman would have eaten himself to death if we just gave
Oh
him
yeah.
a bunch
Well, it's
of
like
McDonald's?
genetic too, is a revolutionary. Like you would eat everything in front of you because you didn't know what was coming up
Yeah,
next.
Exactly.
And that was such a. I think there's something linked to our sugar consumption, and how we exploit that negatively, tied back to like ancient humans.
It is very fascinating.
But do you have any guess on the number 2?
Number 2, I mean, I would say, geez, I know it's gonna be another like big name one, but I mean, I personally would probably say Chick-fil-A, even though I do not agree with the foundation itself, because those I gotta say it so I don't get canceled. I love gay people, the makers of Chick-fil-A. Unfortunately, maybe not so much, but Chick-fil-A is good, so I'm gonna say Chick-fil-A.
It's not. Well, we will get to Chick-fil-A and open that can of worms.
Open that can of worms.
But it's Starbucks, I guess, is fast food, and it is categorized as fast food.
I guess it is. And also Starbucks, even though their coffee, I think, is pretty bad, it is also dependable. Because that's a huge factor of the fast food.
Yeah.
If you're going fast food, you want it to be dependable.
You want that placelessness. Like I can be in Boise, Idaho, and get my Starbucks, and it tastes the same as home.
Yeah. So I'll agree with that. Yeah, it is up there.
Yeah, and I think as far as I had it this morning, actually, I am a fiend for their grilled cheese, and it's like
cheese.
Out of 3 to 4 mornings out of the week, I will go to Starbucks and get a grilled cheese,
dude,
for breakfast.
Talk about the drug endorphin explosion. When I bite into that grilled cheese, my brain gets a boner.
It's so good, and I recommend you go get it. And for some reason, and it's a fucking crapshoot, but some Starbucks don't warm it all the way. So either you got to know your Starbucks, and if it's like not undercooked, but underwarmed, because there's all microwave food, then you got to know to say extra toasted next time. But if they do it good, I don't know, just figure out what your Starbucks is doing. Speaking of uniformity, that is not uniform. A lot of Starbucks are super like everywhere with how they warm up their sandwiches. I've had breakfast sandwiches like sausage, egg, and cheese is where the sausage is cold, which is not fun.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
But anyways, if you try it, it's good. I love the pink drink. It's just it just hits me. It's like creamy and sweet. That's like,
what is it? Coconut and strawberry?
it's like
right?
coconut milk or something, and strawberry or rice milk or something. I don't know. It's good.
Yeah.
It's delicious. But otherwise, the pumpkin cold brew, the sweet, and the foam, the sweet foam, whatever.
Yeah,
that
the
stuff's
sweet
good.
foam. They do. Yeah, Starbucks should be up there at number 2
I
because
mean,
it is.
it's numerous. Let's see how many locations. There's 8,500 locations.
8500.
No, sorry. There's that's how much they own. There's 15,000 Starbucks in the world, I think, which is crazy.
15,000.
And they've grown by 900. McDonald's has actually shrunk. They lost 122 stores since 2017, but there are 14,000 McDonald's, which is insane.
Oh, wow. That is.
But number 3, and I'll spare you from having to guess it, is Subway, which by far has the most locations worldwide.
Interesting.
There's 25,000 Subways.
What?
Yeah.
That's wow. This is really interesting.
But it's at Subway being number 3 makes a lot of sense, but it's also, I would say, ironic that it is fast food, but like it's the number 3 fast food place when its whole job was to like crush fast food, and with that campaign with that guy that ended up being a pedophile, I think.
Yep, Jared. Jared
was about how he lost weight because he only ate Starbucks, or he only ate Subway. Sorry, he was on the Subway diet, which that was a whole campaign. It's so interesting. I was such a picky kid when like my mom and siblings wanted to go to Subway. I just get a bread with cheese on it. because I didn't like deli meat.
Yeah, no, I used to just get ham and cheese wherever.
Yeah.
If we went to a sandwich place, I wouldn't try anything fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I would have thought that not only would McDonald's have the most locations, I would have thought McDonald's would have more locations than any other franchise, let alone fast food.
Yeah.
That's weird to me, but
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Any like podunk town I've gone to for any of my courses or anything like that, there's always a Subway. There's
yeah.
always like, I think they're just easy to franchise.
Because whereas like, I guess maybe the logic behind it is like Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's could kind of compete. Subway is just sandwiches.
And it looks like
I don't know.
there's 0 company units. So every single one is owned by a franchisee,
Oh.
which makes sense. I think like Shaq probably owned like half of them at one point too.
Yeah.
I think they're probably cheap to put up and cheap to manage. And like thinking of the ones I've been to in these like podunk areas, they're like super cheap buildings just raised up and has a Subway inside. I don't know.
Speaking of Shaq, staying on topic with fast food, literally the other day I started chuckling out loud thinking about how funny it was that John Schnatter, who is Papa John, got like kicked out of his own pizza company for allegedly saying the N-word, and then they just get not just any black guy to take over as the image of Papa John's, but Shaq.
Yeah.
And that just
he also
made me laugh for some reason.
Well, he's a big owner of Papa John's.
He is. No,
But I
for
think
sure. But I just think it's funny because Shaq literally does everything.
Yeah.
He's in every commercial. And then they get rid of John Schnatter. They're like, you're a racist. You're done. And we're putting Shaq's face on your pizza boxes. And just there's some poetic justice, or I don't know. I think
he might have sold out his
so
steaks of Papa John.
Papa's,
But Peyton Manning was a big owner too.
Oh.
When he signed to the Broncos in Denver, I think he bought like he was like the regional owner of Papa John's.
Oh, poor Peyton. He just can't. He can't get a win, can he?
And he got one, but it was after a brutal loss to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
One of the worst Super Bowls of all time. You can't say Tom Brady had that. Every Super Bowl he's been in was competitive, except for the one he won against the as a Buccaneer.
Oh, it's the
Yeah. But Subway, in terms of, I just always get the sweet onion teriyaki.
Yep.
And then there's the buffalo chicken, the meatball subs. They've revamped their ingredients so it's not like super rubbery shit.
Oh, that's good because the last time I had it, I think it was still
Yeah.
kind of rubbery. Yeah, Subway, like you said, if you're in a podunk town, love that phrase. It is a good like thing to have, but I'm hesitant to call it up at number 3.
Yeah, in terms of goodness and like it doesn't like there's like Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out have this like legend about them, and like people line up for days, you know. Like on that, I almost say they could be top 10 each for whatever, you know, for that merit alone. Subway, I mean, it's been around for so long. It's just sandwiches. You know, the quality's been up and down. Yeah, it doesn't get people excited. I think it's obviously top 3, probably for the reason of just how prolific it is and how many there are.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next one I have a love and hate relationship with is Taco Bell. It's tasty. It was my gateway into Mexican food, and then from there on, any other foods that or types of food that have staples of chicken or rice, it like just opened up everything for me. Was Taco Bell.
Yeah.
But it's you know, there's the joke about it like maybe hurting your stomach and you have to go to the bathroom. For me, it doesn't do that. I just feel bad. I just don't feel good.
I have an
After
existential crisis every time.
It's not that. It's just
what
my
am
body.
I doing?
It's my body, and part of that is that. It's like I just had this fucking soggy food.
I mean, that's true with all fast food.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of like, what the fuck? Was it worth it?
No.
Hey, that's kind of what drug abuse feels like too. But it really is like a very similar experience.
Yeah.
It feels great in the moment, but then you're like, oh fuck, was that really worth
Well, Taco
it?
Bell can be good in the moment, or it can be like you were craving it, you bought it, and you're like,
Yeah.
this is so bad, I regret. And you're eating it, and you're like,
Yeah.
soggy, and I don't know. And like in terms of the whole controversy of what their meat is, that's not anything for me. Like I'm not worried about that.
Oh yeah,
That's more just
yeah.
like preservatives and other flavoring. Like that's why it's only 86% beef is because there's other shit in it, like
Yeah.
preservatives and flavoring, or I don't know, whatever.
And dude, also,
It's not like mystery meat, or
if
weird
you're the
stuff.
kind of person who's going to listen to somebody who says, do you even know what you're eating about everything? It's like, dude, I don't want to know some of the things and shit that I've eaten. Quite literally shit that I've probably eaten at
or the
some
like
point
acceptable
in my life.
particle amount and things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's gross.
Just try not to think about it. As long as it tastes good, just put it in your gullet and swallow.
The worst thing is a hair in your food is... It just depends on what I'm eating and where my appetite's at. But if it's something I'm fucking loving and I'm famished, that's my hair.
Yep.
Or I move it and don't think about it.
Yep.
I'm really bad at decompartmentalizing and putting like memories away or things away or anxieties away. But I can do that with food when I need to.
The most important, literally the most important thing. You need it to survive. That's my hair. I've definitely done that too, where I don't let my brain believe anything else. I'm like, dude, that's my hair. But it's like curly and red. Nope, it's mine.
Yep.
I'm a fucking curly-haired ginger now because I'm going to eat this macaroni.
I'm not, nothing's stopping me from the Shake Shack.
Oh, God, Shake Shack.
Yeah, that's I don't forget to it. But Taco Bell.
Anyway, so Taco
I like
Bell number 4. I
the
don't
cheesy
think I
Dorito
agree
crunches are good.
I was good with the first two. I'm not good with Subway and Taco Bell. I don't think those are top tier. But I get why they
things are delicious though.
Yeah,
with the cream in them.
Yeah.
And then the nacho taco is good, and then the nacho taco and the cheesy gordita crunch is good.
That gordita thing is good.
It's really it's tasty, and when it's good and fresh and from a place, it's just I think it has the biggest variability in terms of the food, just because it's being made in terms of like different ingredients thrown in proportions. But they do have it down. I don't know what it's like there to work, but I feel like they have it down to a system. But there is a huge variability in the product, I think, with Taco Bell. And then coming in 5 is Chick-fil-A.
There's Chick-fil-A
with the infamous and famous and everything. Yeah, it's a chicken place. Fun fact: Chick-fil-A and Zaxby's were founded by classmates from Georgia Southern University. I think from the same year, and they both started chicken joints. And obviously, one's doing better than the other.
Yeah. But Zaxby's is still good.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like it.
Zax sauce is great.
Yeah, it's good. It's got it's like the classic fucking signature sauce everyone has, but a little bit of zest to it.
Yeah, it does have. That is a good way to put it. A little bit of zest. But yeah, like I think Zax sauce kicks Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A sauce is fine. It's just like
it's too sweet to me.
It's sweet, but
I don't like it anymore.
It's just what it is. It's a mix of barbecue sauce and honey mustard, essentially.
Yeah. Also, I feel like it is worth noting because, yes, Chick-fil-A has like this not great reputation for being run by like Baptists who are, very pro-nuclear family and just pretty transparently not supportive of LGBTQ, which is pretty shitty. But I know you can back me up on this. I have been to so many Chick-fil-A locations where there are gay people working, and that I think is great. I love it. I love pulling up to Chick-fil-A and hearing some guy just like, "Welcome to Chick-fil-A," and I'm like, "Hey, you're behind enemy lines," and I fucking love that. Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck the Chick-fil-A higher ups for not supporting their LGBTQ people. But I don't know. I've also met a lot of gay people who are just like, I don't give a shit. I'm still going to eat there. Yeah. Not that is excusing the people at the top at Chick-fil-A, but I don't know. I'm saying this more so to piss off the people up at Chick-fil-A. Like, how do you feel that like we're all still going to eat it no matter what?
Well, that's probably empowering to them, unfortunately.
True, that
but
is. Fuck it.
Like when that came out, obviously it was just more of like, are you surprised? They're closed on Sundays. Yeah. Like they're Baptist. Like it wasn't obviously disagreeing. It's like, I don't know, just fuck them for that. But it's just like the whole like scandal. It's just like, are we surprised, everyone?
Yeah.
And I tried to introduce that nuance, and I was like, something I learned is don't bring nuance into online discussion because then you'll be seen as complicit.
Yep.
And it wasn't even a nuance. It was just more of like, we shouldn't be surprised by this. Mm-hmm. It's not even a nuance. It's just like that's all I was saying. Yeah. But just don't say things on the internet. It's a waste of time and effort.
It is.
As we make this podcast on talking on the internet.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as the food, it's I do think it's overrated. I like crave Chick-fil-A and I'll go and eat it and enjoy it. But I don't wait in line. To me, it's not this phenomenon. It's not like someone visits from somewhere where there's not a Chick-fil-A, which is fewer now because it's expanding, it's not like you need to go to Chick-fil-A. You need to experience this. You know, it's not that for me. And I actually, out of all the fast food here, including what I just said about Taco Bell, I feel the worst after Chick-fil-A. And I don't know if I have some kind of issue with the oil they cook with or something, but it definitely hits me the hardest, and I feel the worst. Worse than Chipotle, worse than Taco Bell.
You want to know what has replaced Chick-fil-A for me? And I think this might only be here, is PDQ.
Yeah, PDQ
I don't know if PDQ is in every...
I think it's Jacksonville, Florida based.
Okay, because PDQ is amazing. Now, even though I'm also on the same boat, like I've gotten Chick-fil-A'd out, but when I eat Chick-fil-A, I try to remind myself how much better the Chick-fil-A, like especially tenders, taste compared to tenders anywhere else. They taste like it's an actual straight out of the package chicken tender that was hand breaded and thrown in the fryer. It tastes like real, not like it was frozen. It's just got this really good juiciness to it. PDQ has that exact
Tampa,
same
Florida.
feeling and flavor, and I think PDQ's waffle fries are even better.
Yep.
And they don't have the bad reputation that the Chick-fil-A people have. So I have replaced my Chick-fil-A eating with PDQ, but again, that could just be this area.
No, PDQ is awesome. It's Tampa, so I've seen it here and in I guess it would make sense. It's in Florida,
I guess.
Yeah, I can't look at locations easily, but yeah. Chick-fil-A overrated. It is good, has some baggage, but. It still growing. It's growing still, despite that, for better or worse.
Yeah.
And then we got Wendy's, never frozen,
Wendy's.
all natural beef.
Dude, we went to Wendy's when we were driving to MPC like a couple weeks ago, and the burger we had. Because we shared a burger. Because we each, the burgers each of us got.
Just Dave's double juicier.
Dude.
So good.
I was blown away. I was like, this is like a really fucking good burger. This is like a burger that you would have at like a cookout with friends that your buddy, who is a dad, cooked. And you're just like, this is a good burger off the grill.
Sizable patty.
Like.
Never frozen.
And it was Wendy's. My mom, I was like, has Wendy's always been this good, or have I been sleeping on Wendy's?
Yeah. Well, I think we spent a lot of time with the nuggets.
True. The nuggets at Wendy's are so good.
And the fries were good. Second.
Maybe it's Wendy's. I didn't order any. And everything looks like it's still rolling. So.
And we're back. Sorry, we just had a garage repairman show up. Our
office repairs.
Yeah,
that's it.
Next door. But
anyways, what
we were talking about? Just Wendy's is good.
Wendy's is great.
Sneaky
Those
good.
Burgers, yep.
Even though it's ranked 6 out of 50, so it's how sneaky good is it? Yeah. Burger King is at 7. I actually really enjoy myself a good Burger King burger.
A good Whopper.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever eaten a Burger King Whopper. I've had Burger King tenders as a kid. But I don't think I've ever had a Whopper from Burger King.
Have you had like their regular burgers?
Well, is the Whopper a Whopper?
The Whopper is like the Big Mac.
Oh, okay. No,
So
then I've never had a burger from Burger King.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. I don't even know if it's fake. I don't care if it's fake. The wood or the fire grilled char taste is so fucking good.
Oh yeah. Also, if you're going to eat fast food, there has to be a part of your brain that's like, okay, I'm willing to eat something that's unnatural. Like you can't go into eating fast food like, oh, I'm going to be eating something healthy that's going to get me energized. No. If you're eating fast food, you're prepared to just be like, all right, I'm probably eating plastic, but whatever. Like,
well, I don't like their fries. Their chicken fries are fine. It's just their chicken tenders in a different form. But like my concession is I'm gonna go to Burger King and only get 2 cheeseburgers because usually I can get the 2 cheeseburgers and the fries at any of these places.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I mean I only get 1 cheeseburger from Wendy's since they're big, but I don't know. The patties are so small in these. Everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But then I don't get the fries or anything else, so it's like, I'm saving calories. I can eat shitty, but not eat super shitty. In terms of volume, it's like the bargaining we do. But I like Burger King. I think it's slept on a little bit.
Maybe I should. If I'm currently sleeping on Burger King, so I guess I got to try it out. Maybe that'll be my dinner tonight.
Nice. We got Dunkin' next, formerly known as Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin', I agree with that being up there.
We're talking about the regionalness of it, or like how the expectation and the quality should be the same, but. Like when you're in New England, Dunkin' Donuts is really good.
It's
and
the
I think
best.
a lot of New Englanders won't notice that or care or whatever because you're up there and you either hate it, you love it, it's normal, whatever. But like after being in the South and having different McDonald's across the country, when you're in New England, it's a whole different tier. Like
Especially
it is very
in
good up there.
Boston. Dude, the Dunkins in fucking Boston, Bob. I mean, get out of here. They're so good. Like,
yeah, it's so good. Coffee,
the bagels.
Yeah. And they know how to make them too.
Yeah.
They slather on that cream cheese.
And for you, Mr. Likes it toasted perfectly. They toast it just right.
And they do offer decaf coffees, which is good for me because I shouldn't drink a lot of caffeine.
Yep.
So that's appreciated. Because a lot of these coffee places don't do decaf coffee. They do only an iced Americano decaf or an Americano decaf, which is just doesn't have doesn't carry a lot of flavor. And it's not coffee. But that said, and I haven't had it in the North since having this, but the Dunkin' Donuts coffee, even the decaf, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Dunkin's coffee is okay. I do like to. I would put it closer to Starbucks because I do like to mix it up. I go back and forth a little bit, but I guess I do have Starbucks more often. So
we'll give the top 10 their due, and then I'll kind of rattle off the rest. But at number 9, we got Domino's. So the first
Domino's comes before Papa.
The first pizza joint, yeah.
I guess that makes sense. Domino's is bigger, yeah.
Papa John's fallen from grace. I'll just get ahead of it right now. In terms of pizza, we have, let's just talk about pizza all at once. Number 9, we got Domino's, 11, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars at 16, outpacing Papa John's at 21.
You have a serious problem, Papa John's. You're getting dunked on by Little Caesars?
Not good.
Dude, Papa. Oh, man.
My lesson that I've learned in my 30 years is that they all suck. They're all so bad. And they can be good. They can be tasty. I'll eat up one of these if I need it or if someone's providing or whatever at an event. But like the quality is so all over the place, and you can have some really bad pizzas from these places.
Yeah. Oh, dude, but Pizza Hut has the best cheesy breadsticks. Pizza Hut cheesy breadsticks are like the oh god,
I think the Pizza Hut is the heaviest of them.
Yeah.
But it's good, especially when you get the pan pizza,
the personal
or whatever.
Pan. Yeah, it's so different when you get that personal pan because it's like, I don't know, it's just like she's thick, she's.
Yeah, that's Domino's. This is a stupid story, but before they rebrand it, when it was like the cardboard pizza, which I actually liked. I like shitty pizza. I like it when it's that kind of shitty pizza. I don't like when shitty pizza tries to be extra with the crust and the garlic glaze and all this shit.
It was just more plain.
Yeah.
It's not that it wasn't. It's not that it was cardboard. It was just a little more plain.
Yeah, but I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all.
And then they started loading on the Parmesan and garlic, which I do like.
But it gets heavy. And then at number 10 is Panera Bread, which used to be, from my memory, like a good effort put into artisanal place.
When it first came out, when we were like in elementary school, probably.
Yeah.
We were like elementary, middle school, 90s, late 90s. When Panera Bread first came on the scene, it was like an artisanal bread type chain. I remember that because I would go with my family and the bread and stuff was just different. It was different. The sandwiches were made with a lot more care. Which, hey, I mean, that happens. The franchise got big, and
there's some good stuff there, though. The mac and cheese is great. I had friends that used to work there, and they would bring the mac and cheese for me home.
Bacon turkey bravo.
Yeah, bacon turkey bravo is great. Their soups are all right. I like the chicken wild rice soup. It's pretty good. One fun fact or pro tip is on, I think, Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can get a dozen bagels for like $7. And then if you put them in bags and put them in the freezer, they last, obviously. And then all it takes is about 10 to 15 seconds in the microwave to accelerate that defrost, and then put them in the toaster, and they're good and fresh. Ooh. And you can do that with any bagel. But like $7 for, breakfast for a week or 2 or 3 weeks over time, it's a good little life hack. Yeah. And Panera Bread's got the hookups. I think the last one I'll go in depth with, I still want to go through them, but it's Chipotle. And that comes next at Well, it's Panera Bread at 10, Pizza Hut 11, which we talked about, and then Chipotle.
Okay.
I fucking eat Chipotle almost every week, multiple times a week. I don't get sick of it. I get the same thing, just a chicken bowl, brown rice, sour cream cheese, and the red sauce. So basic.
And
So
if you don't memorize that order, you're not a true JT
and then
Music
I
fan.
get the chips and queso. I dip the chips in the queso and then scoop up the whatever I can get from my bowl and eat it. And it's just salty and creamy and hot, and the chicken and the rice. It's just
the chicken and the rice. That's your foundation.
Yep, I eat
anything with chicken and rice.
I had that last night, and I will have it again one more time. I think minimum twice a week is probably my Chipotle consumption. But I fucking love Chipotle.
It's good. It's not that bad for you.
Yeah, and
it's good.
That helps. It helps a little bit. Of course, I'm just getting like cheese and meat and rice
and sour cream and
chips,
so
it could be worse. Is what you can tell yourself.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I'll list out the next.
Yeah,
so we got Sonic. Hate the commercials.
Sonic isn't good.
The food's it's okay.
I don't know.
I like the burgers because they're big and they're very cheese driven. Like a good burger with good cheese wins me over. That's like any of the good fucking burgers you think about. It's just juicy with some kind of salt and pepper, like mutant, like someone added something into that flavor profile, and then just cheese. A lot of American cheese.
Yeah,
it's every good burger. Think about it, and so that's what I mean. Like good cheese. Right. They got the cheese. They got the lots of cheese. KFC have no craving or inclination to that place ever.
Me neither.
There's so many better options.
But yeah, I'm totally fine with never eating at KFC again.
And Arby's, and we stole this segment from our friend's podcast, and I'll steal this phrase he even said. But Arby's is always the place you can go to when you don't want to wait in line, when you got to be quick, because there's never a fucking line at an Arby's.
Yeah, Arby's is. How is Arby's number 15? Is it 15?
Yeah. Well, exactly. How is it 15 when no one goes? And it's growing. There's 46 new locations in the last few years. I mean, the turkey and cheddar was really good, and now they got rid of that, and it's the beef and cheddar. But that's good. It's just roast beef and cheddar melted cheese. It's like nacho cheese on a onion bun.
But it's
they have
Arby's.
good curly
in
fries
theory,
too.
That sounds good, but they do have good curly fries. And I remember as a kid, I used to go with a friend and get Jamocha shakes. And I think that's all I would eat were Jamocha shakes and curly fries and like a chicken nugget.
What a meal.
Yeah.
We got Little Caesars. I think Little Caesars is like college food, if that makes sense. Like you could get a pizza, you could get a pie for $5, and I would just get a cheese and drizzle like hot sauce on it, and that would feed me for 2 meals. I had roommates who worked there too, and I kind of got Little Caesared out. Little Caesared
hookup, dude.
Yeah.
Little Caesars hookup.
Got to try the breadsticks before they're even launched, I think. Dairy Queen. I like Dairy Queen. Never ate. I haven't eaten there a long time ago. It's just kind of the same Burger King vibe, but no one thinks about the food.
It's got the ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream.
You got the ice cream.
Yeah. Jack in the Box, I've never been. Can't say anything about it.
Jack in the Box, I don't think I've ever been either, but I'm just surprised that is underneath Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Some
weird choices there,
but
you also
surprised that Little Caesars is that high.
You see them everywhere though, so it's like, this makes sense.
That is true. Just like with Subway, even though I wouldn't think Subway would be that high, they're everywhere.
Yep. We got Panda Express.
Okay.
You can definitely, I think, very efficient calorie per dollar count.
Yeah.
It's okay. I think after having like it's not even as good as mall court Chinese food, I feel. But it's like there and dependable, and you know what you're getting.
I was about to say, I'd fuck with Panda Express in a mall food court. That's about the only place I do fuck with it.
There's something special about Chinese or any kind of Asian food at a mall food court. I don't know what it is.
Yes.
Because you always see people with the big plate of it, and you're like, I want that.
I want that, and it's also because the Chinese food, it cuts through scent-wise. When you're in there, you smell the Chinese food more than anything else. Like, you might smell some French fries, but there's a lot of Chinese food, and you're just like, you see that Panda, and you're like, dude, give me some chopsticks.
Yeah. They're resurfacing like their own like brick and mortar. I've seen them pop up, and I can't recall seeing them outside of food courts.
They should make like fancy Panda Expresses and call them Panda Express Plus.
They should. I mean, there's the Taco Bell cantinas.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they serve. I know they serve alcohol,
Ooh.
but I wonder if the food is better too. I don't know. I've never been.
I want royalties for this idea that somebody has already executed on.
We got Popeyes at number 20. The chicken sandwich they got is good.
Dude, okay, Popeyes should be higher on the list because I honestly think Popeyes is better than Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
I think
it's a way more classic. I mean, I guess it's Louisiana inspired flavoring, but it just tastes. I don't know. Like Chick-fil-A is like Chick-fil-A feels like a reimagining, but when you think of like fried chicken sandwiches and stuff like that, it's Popeyes. That's
Dude,
like quintessential.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Like Chick-fil-A is great too, but when I had the Popeyes chicken sandwich in my head, I was like, how does anybody think Chick-fil-A's is better? How?
We got Papa John's at 21. We talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think honestly, about out of the 4 pizza places, it's the most consistent, and it's got a unique flavor. It comes with the garlic stuff for dipping, which is nice too.
It's my personal favorite pizza, and the garlic sauce is a big part of the reason why.
We got Whataburger. I've had it once in Texas. It was pretty good. I think it was good. I think I had it. Jimmy John's. It's just freaky fast. You get it when you need it. It's simple. Doesn't change any lives, but it's there. Yeah. Reliable, fast. You know, the marketing plays out. Hardee's and Carl's Jr. They're listed here separately, like 5 apart, but it's the same restaurant.
Yeah.
The West Coast calls it Carl's Jr. and the East Coast calls it Hardee's. To me, it's just a boring fast food place. Like it's just
like a less generic good Burger King, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Five Guys. Love Five Guys. The fries, just in that greasy bag. You can have some peanuts beforehand, and then just the burger. It's just good.
Dude, the peanuts really, the brilliance of Five Guys is if you eat the peanuts beforehand, it like gets your palate revved up for when you're eating those fries because they're fried in peanut oil. They're so good.
If I had time, I'd definitely go get food. But maybe after I got a call after this, but man, I'd eat everything here. And then Culver's, which I had for the first time this year. Very good. I like the steak burgers with like the crispy edges.
Yes, nice.
So
crispy.
good.
Yeah, they're good. And they're the custard. The custard at Culver's is so creamy.
Custom flavor thing of the week. And then really good cheese curds. Bojangles. Personally love Bojangles. It's the hangover cure for me. The bow rounds are like literally hangover tablets, I believe in. It's just grease potato bombs that just soaks up everything and you're good. And
I've never had one of those.
The bow rounds?
No.
They're really good for the breakfast and
What is it?
It's a hash brown.
A hash brown.
But it's like it's like this big and like this thick.
Just super fried. Dude, that sounds delicious. I don't know how I've never had one of those.
I fucking love bow rounds. I love Cajun filet biscuits. I love the fries. I love the tenders. There's a Charlotte, North Carolina joint. It's a North Carolina thing, but fuck.
The berry biscuit is
Bowberry
delicious.
biscuit's amazing.
Bowberry biscuit. That's what it is.
Bojangles is good. And it's a shame that I think that should grow. That should be but it's not for everyone because it's just so flavorful and whatever, but I actually don't feel shitty after Bojangles. Maybe I'll have Bojangles for lunch.
There you go.
Wingstop.
I love Wingstop. That's my favorite wing chain to go to. It's great. Their French fries too are so good. Their French fries almost have like a tiny bit of sweetness to them. Ooh. There's like a dash of sugar.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, their fries are and it's so like you know what I'm talking about. It's like there's a sprinkle of sugar on them.
Yeah.
But they're so fucking good. But the wings are obviously amazing.
Yep.
Love the wings. And the sauces.
We got Raising Cane's. I haven't really had that, but it looks like the same branding as Carl's Jr. and
what is it?
It's a chicken place. Oh. But my brother-in-law is like, they should have a Raising Cane's at the Hurricanes games. Get it? Canes?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I've seen the name of that place.
Jersey Mike's is my favorite sandwich place in terms of chain. Because they're like real subs and sandwiches, I guess, if that makes sense.
Which makes sense why Subway is at the top.
Yeah. In-N-Out, I've had it. It's good, but it's good if you do the secret menu, which is dumb. But the animal style fries is good. The burger animal style, and it's just it's like it's not even cute. It's just obnoxious.
That's so annoying. Hey,
because we went and we just got what was on the menu. We're like, this is okay.
No, dude, you've got to get what's on the secret menu. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it illegal? No. Then why is it a fucking secret, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
It's even probably on the apps too now, so you can order it that way. It's like, how secret is it now?
I'm going to get from the secret menu. Oh, you want the burger with meth on it? Yes, exactly. That's why it's secret, right? Like, that pisses me
Steak and
off.
Shake, really good. Slow service time, though, because they make it fresh, but it just like, it's a more of a sit-down restaurant than a fast food.
I like that.
Oh, Pollo Loco? I thought that was just in Breaking Bad. I didn't know that was a real thing.
No, it's Pollos Hermanos.
Oh, that's what it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Qdoba, it's just Chipotle that had queso until Chipotle started doing queso.
Okay.
But it's okay. Checkers and Rallies has I got a medium. No, I got a large popcorn chicken once, and it was 2 big tubs of chicken. So that means a medium is a huge fucking tub. The fact that large, like, out of all these places, when I went to a Checkers, I was like, this is why there's obesity in this country.
Oh, because it's just that much food. Was it good, though?
It was good.
It was good?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was good. It reminded me of the McDonald's. Sorry, not McDonald's. It reminded me of the Walmart popcorn chicken, if you remember that.
I loved that.
Yeah, just a little
dude,
bit more.
we used to eat the shit out of that.
Yeah,
I
that was
remember
good.
when Walmart had its first, like, food grocery store,
Yep.
and they had the popcorn chicken. Yeah,
Stuff was good.
Getting so hungry.
Del Taco, no experience there. Fire Out Subs, I've had a few of them. They're all right, but I don't go back. I guess I'm not a fan.
I think Firehouse is good.
That's
I
fine.
fuck with them.
Papa Murphy's.
What is Papa Murphy's? A chicken place?
No,
I've
it's a
seen-
pizza place.
It's pizza. Okay,
But
I've seen it.
Marco's is also here. But we have Marco's. Marco's thin crust pepperoni, so good. It actually is kind of sneaky good.
Yeah.
Tim Hortons. I mean,
Never really had it.
yeah, there used to be some in Maine because of proximity to Canada, but never had it. Church's Chicken, never had it. Moe's is all right. It's like if I want, if I just want some Mexican food, but I want it easy and quick, and also just uninspired basic Mexican, Tex-Mex American kind of food, you go there.
Makes sense that it's at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then
McAllister's.
McAllister's?
I didn't know McAllister's would even qualify. I like McAllister's. It's
Yeah.
a good sandwich place. Really like their tortillas chicken soup. That's good. Jason's Deli. Yeah, it's good. It actually caters a lot of our set
our
food
live
is-
action music videos have been catered by Jason's Deli. So
Yep.
shout out to Jason. Great guy.
Not that they did anything or they sponsor us. It's just what the
Yeah,
producer
I'm
gets.
Just kidding. What's next?
Baskin Robbins. I think it's good ice cream. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's ice cream. Yeah, no. With the 31 flavors. Yeah, I used to go get milkshake. Just good creamy milkshakes.
Good milkshakes.
Made
good
with the ice cream right there.
Ice cream's hard to fuck up, though.
Auntie Anne's. It's a pretzel.
Best pretzels.
Yeah, I don't seek it out. I'm more around people who like pretzels than I go get the pretzels. Boston Market. It's categorized as chicken.
That's weird. I've never been to a Boston Market.
Really? I used to go. Or no, tomatoes. Amados.
Amados.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
very similar.
I think that was just a local place to where we were in southern Maine.
Yeah,
I'm
but it was the
pretty
same
sure.
idea as Boston Market.
Amados. And yes, that's tomato without the T. Just kidding. That's not because it starts with an A. Never mind.
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
And then
Yeah.
lastly, number 50, White Castle.
Which fucking sucks. We went to White Castle in 2019
In
for
Nashville.
MPC 2019 in Nashville, and you and Russell and Vinny were all like, "Oh yeah, we're going to White
No, me and
Castle."
Russell was.
You and
Vinny
Russell
was suspect too.
Yeah, and I had never had it before, but I know about Harold and Kumar, so I was really excited to have. I love fast food. I love some good fast food, and as
Sliders
you know,
are fun.
you don't eat fast food for the nutritional value. You eat it for the taste. And I thought those burgers were like little poop diapers.
It smelled like a baby's diaper in there.
It was so fucking bad.
But I ate it. It's like I got past that and loved the shittiness of it. And we're like driving down the interstate in a minivan, and like Christian and Vinny are in the back, like holding back nausea. Me and Russell are just throwing sliders down our throat,
oh my
like weaving
God.
through traffic.
And
it's quite the image.
At the time, I was probably hungover that day because I
Yeah.
was still drinking at the time. So knowing me, I was probably hungover. So like you'd think, oh yeah, greasy fast food
Yeah.
to help with a hangover.
Well,
But I remember just being like, this is so horrible.
I always get the grocery frozen White Castle, so I wanted it fresh. But I think like if I go to I want to go to a good White Castle in air quotes because that place looks rough.
I would
too.
try it again because I'm sure I just got a bad experience because I was eating it and literally just like, how could people actively like this? So I do want to try a better
There's
White
one
Castle.
on the Vegas Strip that I've always tried going to, but it's always randomly closed, which is the worst. After you walk to it and you're like, got the drunchies and you're like focused.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be the best thing ever. And nope.
No.
But that's we even ranked them. We were just discussing fast food. We hope you're hungry. We hope it didn't influence you too bad to go get unhealthy food. But we're all here, gamers. We eat like shit. It's fine.
It happens.
I'm probably gonna go get fast food after this. So.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
I'm down to get Burger King with you if you want.
I might try to fast through the day and
And
then
gorge.
treat myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is not the healthiest thing, but I do that sometimes. So hey, you gotta treat yourself. Life is about eating. It's not all about eating, but that's a big part of life. And one of the coolest things about humans is that we have made eating, which is a survival thing, we've made that enjoyable.
Yeah.
And in fact, being completely serious, I think that's a huge reason why humans are so good at surviving is because we turned the two biggest survival things, sex and eating, that propagate a species. We have made those into the most fun things, and so we do it a lot.
Yeah.
That's humanity.
I mean, it's awful nice when you don't have to farm and cultivate for 9 months to have a meal on your table.
Yep.
We've got this complex thing where it's all done for you, which is nice. But we're also fucked if society falls apart because there's very few of us that know how to sustain ourselves.
Don't know how I would do it.
No.
Yep.
Start shooting squirrels with roasting them and picking off the parts that look okay, I guess, is what it would come down to. And finding Twinkies.
Eating the people that expire.
That too.
Yep. Delicious. Great way to end the podcast.
Anyways, so thank you guys for listening. We'll be back at you next time with episode 5, which should be pre-recorded before we start becoming a little bit more contemporary with them, which will still be kind of on a little bit behind. We want to record these in advance because nothing's better than just rolling them out instead of playing catch up and being reluctant about it.
Yeah.
But these have been fun. So
yeah, we'll see you guys next time.